Hey everybody, good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. here on your Wednesday. I'm Grace McKenna.
And I'm Jim Stratman. Thanks for joining us here on WHS11 and on WHS11 Plus as the fall weather continues, folks. Whew, it is chilly outside today.
Yeah, layers, Matt, are definitely the name of the game. Although from the way that you've been talking, we may not need to take any of them off later either.
That's right. And you know, as we head into our next upcoming mornings, it's possible that we could even be talking about some patchy frost, you guys. So definitely a change in our temperature patterns for sure. Here's a look right now across Kentuckiana temperature-wise. Likely not patchy frost this morning, but tomorrow morning could be a bit of a different story. Right now, most of us are in the 40s, 42 in Shepherdsville, 46 LaGrange, 45 Paoli, 44 Litchfield, 42 for you folks near Lebanon. And we're going to continue staying in this cooler trend as we go throughout the day. We did have a windy pattern yesterday, and a few of us are still seeing some of those gusty winds throughout this morning. The big one, though, there in LaGrange this morning, a 14-mile-per-hour gust happening over there. As we head later on into the day, I'm still keeping gusty winds in the forecast for the afternoon as we continue seeing an area of low pressure farther off towards our north, still giving us some rotation that's bringing in some of those stronger winds throughout our afternoons. I'm still expecting us to stay clear, quiet, and dry, but the winds will be picking up once again later today. So a very easy start to our Wednesday morning. Here's a live look of downtown. This view is brought to us by the Shriners Children's Hospital in Lexington. Temperatures cooler. Grab the coat before you head out. 48 near the Louisville International Airport, 46 there near Bowman Field. Hopping on the school bus soon, grab the jacket before you head out. Temperatures into the upper 40s. On your way home, those temperatures are going to be only into the upper 50s with plenty of sunshine sticking around with us. So it is going to be a fairly sunny day. And that's going to be around for the rest of the morning and the afternoon. And temperatures do not really break out of the upper 50s or the lower 60s. We'll have more weather details here in a few short minutes. Here's an update on traffic this morning. As of right now, we are looking good to go this morning all across the Louisville Metro. If we have anything that's slowing us down this morning, we'll have all those details for you right here in just a few short minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you. Our top story this morning, the government shutdown is now the second longest in the country's history with no sign it'll end anytime soon.
We're heading into day 22 of this government shutdown, and now the U.S. Department of Agriculture says that it will not be paying out SNAP benefits in November if the government shutdown continues at this point. The move could impact thousands of people, both here in Kentucky and also across the river in Indiana. About 600,000 Kentuckians set to lose SNAP benefits for the month of November. And in Indiana, it's going to be more than 600,000 people who rely on those benefits. These families will receive the benefits through October, but its status for November still uncertain. The benefits not planning to be sent out if food pantries could see new waves of people as those families start to cope without their benefits. In Shelbyville, the Sanitary United Methodist Church already sees about 30 to 50 people a week at their food pantry. And as the month draws to an end, they usually see more feet in the door due to the food stamp dollars running out. Now, the pantry is expecting a wave of people to come in with the potential of benefits being withheld.
Typically at the end of the month, as we are currently at, we are seeing about 30 to 50 families a week. And we do expect that number to stay pretty steady over the next month or so.
Officials at the pantry also told us that they expect at least 100 families would be using the pantry if those benefits were not sent out, so more than double. The SNAP program is funded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture, but administered through the states. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says that for Kentuckians who receive SNAP, you can still use them as normal through October.
And nationwide, hundreds of thousands of federal workers will miss another paycheck, and key federal programs are at risk of lapsing completely. It comes as work continues on President Trump's new $250 million ballroom at the White House. Democratic lawmakers have voiced outrage that Republicans refuse to come to the negotiating table while construction goes on.
People are in crisis. Every day they're getting these these notifications of how much they're going to pay. They're just shocked at how bad this is, and Trump has an obligation to negotiate with us and solve this problem.
Meanwhile, the president says the construction will be paid for with private donations, which is why work is happening during the shutdown. The longest government shutdown on record was back in 2019 and lasted 35 days. Your LG&E bills could be going up, but not by as much as the utilities originally wanted.
That's a silver lining to this whole story, but they are announcing a new rate increase, be about half as much as what the company originally asked for after several different groups intervened in this process. So what does this look like now? It's about a $5 increase a month on your monthly bill for LG&E's residential electric customers. Now, it's more expensive for Kentucky utility customers. That's going to be an increase of about $9 a month. This agreement marks the first rate increase since 2020. LG&E says it's dealing with about a 20% inflation increase over the last 5 years. We also were told that the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP supervisor, says the price hikes will force more people to seek help.
We always hear that there's a need. Bills are extremely high. Of course, LG&E with the increased rates are always causing more influx that, a lot of folks struggle when they're trying to make ends meet. So they're extremely excited to come to us to help, with those bills.
LG&E originally wanted to raise rates by as much as $22 a month, but environmental groups did fight for a reduced rate. Those new rates still need to be approved by the Kentucky Public Services Commission. They have until March to vote on that.
A judge has now quadrupled the bond for a woman charged in connection to the deaths of 2 people in Okolona. 22-year-old Jasmine Brown is charged with 2 counts of complicity to murder and 1 count of stolen property. According to court documents, Brown was in direct communication with 3 people who allegedly killed her 2 roommates while they were sleeping on September 29th. During a Tuesday hearing, a judge increased her bond from $250,000 to $1 million, calling her a threat to the public.
It is the county's motion to set the bond at $1 million full cash plus HIP if posted. We deem her to be a significant danger at this time.
Okay, I agree with the county. She presents a danger, and the bond will be increased to $1 million plus HIP.
Brown pleaded not guilty and is being held at Metro Corrections.
Mayor Craig Greenberg is speaking out after a bar had its liquor license suspended. The Louisville bar Double Deuce in the Russell neighborhood is facing an emergency suspension of that liquor license, and it comes after 2 women were shot at the bar over the weekend. Both women are expected to survive, but this incident prompted Louisville Metro Alcohol and Beverage Control to issue that emergency suspension. This means the bar cannot sell or serve alcohol until that investigation is complete. The mayor said the bar was creating an unsafe environment.
We want locals and visitors alike to enjoy their time here in our city. But there are rules that everyone must abide by for their own safety and for the safety of others in our community. And so when there are establishments that don't follow the rules, that don't provide a safe environment for people to enjoy themselves, we're going to take action.
Greenberg said in the past few months there's been a 500% increase in enforcement activity from LMPD and Metro ABC in the Russell neighborhood. Well, we do have an update for you this morning on a Jeffersontown road that collapsed under those heavy rains that we saw earlier this month.
The J-Town Public Works Department has picked a crew to fix part of Plantside Drive. Advanced Paving and Construction started demolition over the weekend. Public Works hopes it'll be fixed by mid-December. Businesses on Plantside Drive are still accessible while the road is closed for repairs.
Happening today, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is unveiling their brand new headquarters down on West Market Street. Now, the Sheriff's Office has been operating out of the Fiscal Court building for almost 30 years. We're going to be hearing from Jefferson County's interim Sheriff David James a little bit later on today. James, of course, recently appointed sheriff after the death of John Aubrey. He's the first black sheriff in Jefferson County history.